From victim to victor, mastering your brain's response to threats. In today's fast-paced world, many individuals struggle with stress, anxiety, fear, depression, hurt, jealousy, envy, and other emotions, all of which are grounded in the perception of threat to the self. These perceived threats, along with dysfunctional beliefs, can trigger what individuals believe to be overwhelming emotions and hinder personal growth. These negatively evaluated experiences can create and reinforce threat-filled autobiographical memories, which are stored in the default mode network, DMN, of the brain. However, there is hope for those who wish to change this dysfunctional and often self-defeating narrative. In this video, we will explore how using the evolutionary model can help shift individuals from the perception of overwhelming threat to manageable threat, and ultimately to manageable threat in the presence of resources and opportunities. This transformative journey can reshape the threat-filled autobiographical memories in the DMN, fostering personal growth and resilience. The default mode network is a network of interconnected brain regions that becomes active when the mind is at rest or engaged in self-referential thinking, including recalling personal memories. The parts of the brain making up the default mode network and their function are: the medial prefrontal cortex, located in the frontal lobe, near the front of the brain. It plays a central role in self-referential processing, decision-making, and social cognition. This region is particularly active when individuals think about themselves, their beliefs, and their experiences. The posterior cingulate cortex is in the posterior part of the cingulate cortex, which is situated in the middle of the brain, near the top of the head. It is involved in memory retrieval, daydreaming, and self-reflection. It is a key hub within the default mode network. The precuneus. The precuneus is situated in the parietal lobe, toward the back of the brain, and is closely connected to the posterior cingulate cortex. It is involved in various cognitive processes, including spatial orientation, episodic memory retrieval, and self-awareness. The lateral parietal cortex, which includes regions like the angular gyrus, is involved in functions related to spatial processing, attention, and memory retrieval. It connects with other regions of the default mode network to facilitate self-referential thinking. The medial temporal lobe includes structures like the hippocampus and parahippocampal cortex. It plays a crucial role in memory formation and retrieval, making it essential for the default mode's role in recalling autobiographical memories. The inferior parietal lobule is associated with various functions, including spatial awareness, language processing, and self-referential cognition. It helps connect different parts of the default mode network. These regions work together as a functional network, allowing for introspection and self-referential cognitive processes associated with the default mode network. Activation and connectivity within the network can change depending on the task and the individual's state of mind, making it a dynamic and versatile network in the brain. The default mode network plays a crucial role in our sense of self, introspection, and autobiographical memory formation. When individuals experience overwhelming threats, whether real or perceived, the default mode network tends to store these memories along with a strong emotional charge, making them easily accessible and influencing future perceptions and behaviors. To transform threat-filled autobiographical memories, it's essential to understand the evolutionary perspective. Throughout human history, our ancestors faced numerous threats that were crucial to survival. However, not all threats were overwhelming, some were manageable. Our brains evolved to prioritize the identification and response to threats, but they also adapted to distinguish between overwhelming and manageable threats. To shift perception, individuals can learn to reframe their experiences by asking questions such as, is this threat truly life-threatening, or is it a challenge that can be overcome? What resources and strengths of mine have I used in the past to address what I have perceived as an overwhelming threat, and that I continue to have to address this situation? How have I overcome similar challenges in the past? By reframing threats as challenges and opportunities for growth, individuals can activate brain regions associated with problem-solving and resilience. Practices like mindfulness meditation and self-regulation techniques can help individuals manage their emotional responses to perceived threats. By staying present in the moment and acknowledging their emotions without judgment, individuals can reduce the emotional charge of these memories, making them more manageable. But merely reframing a perceived threat as a challenge or opportunity for growth and development doesn't get at the core of the problem. Skills need to be developed to perceive threats as manageable, so reframing isn't necessary. Once individuals perceive threats as manageable, they can focus on building resources to cope effectively. These resources include knowledge, skills, social support, and self-confidence. Seeking professional guidance, if needed, can also be a valuable resource in this journey. Equally important is to go beyond merely building competencies to better use existing resources and opportunities and have the individual repeatedly act into the world toward desired life goals based upon important values to develop more helpful habits of action. Rather than avoiding perceived threats, individuals can learn to approach them as opportunities for growth. By embracing challenges and actively seeking new challenges for growth, they can reshape their autobiographical memories in a more helpful light. Celebrating small victories along the way reinforces the brain's reward system and the production of dopamine, which builds motivation, thereby further enhancing resilience. The brain's remarkable capacity for neuroplasticity enables it to adapt and rewire itself in response to new experiences and learning. By consistently applying the evolutionary model and practicing perception-shifting techniques, individuals can rewire their default mode network, gradually transforming threat-filled memories into more adaptive and constructive narratives. The journey from perceiving overwhelming threats to manageable threats, and finally to manageable threats with resources and opportunities, is a transformative process deeply rooted in our evolutionary history. By understanding the brain's mechanisms, practicing mindfulness, actively building resources, and taking risks and better acting into the world based on important values, individuals can reshape their autobiographical memories stored in the default mode network. This transformation fosters personal growth, resilience, and a more helpful and optimistic outlook on life. Embracing this evolutionary model can help individuals navigate the challenges of the modern world and lead more fulfilling lives.